What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains, this series where I take my TikToks and YouTube shorts and make them longer. Today's episode is going to be about why a narcissist won't cut off that friend that you hate. Thank you, stay tuned, like and subscribe. If you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person and they have a friend that they won't get rid of or block and things like that for you, that is a sign of things to come. Because if a narcissist won't get rid of that person or block them, it is literally kind of showing that they have power over you. They want to control the situation and say, hey, look, I'm not giving up people, places, and things for you. So nouns. So this right here, it tends to escalate into other things. They're always going to put their feelings first, their needs first, and their wants first. Like I said, the longer you stay in a relationship, the worse that this gets right here. And let's just say they do happen to block somebody and things like that. For you, it's for you, not for them. And they will resent you for that. They will resent you for trying to make them cut off things that make them happy, including people that make you uncomfortable. So always remember that if they block somebody or they get rid of somebody for you, it will be held against you for the duration of your relationship. And they won't let that go, and they will resent you for making them cut things off. And then you're going to have to cut things off too, and people and places. Narcissists match energy, so don't be surprised if they tell you to cut off a parent instead. So welcome back, and as you can see today, I'm in my car. I have a lot of driving to do, so I don't have time to sit in my my little studio inside or outside and shoot a video today. But so we're still going to bring you the hot information regardless of the fact. So as you can see, that if you couldn't read the text on the TikTok or YouTube short or whatnot, it said, "What about the friend, quote unquote, that they won't drop for you, but makes you feel uncomfortable?" This is a power. I tell people all the time right here. If you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person, a lot of times they will not cut their friends or their family off, or not necessarily family, their friend or people, their exes off and things like that to make you comfortable. And this is a way to show you that they are in control of they are in control. And this is kind of a foreshadowing for what's to come. Like if you are uncomfortable with them being best friends with their ex of 8 years, then they won't block that person. They won't distance themselves from that person. That is a power. It literally is just a power play on you. And this does not apply to everybody, y'all. And things like that. This just applies to toxic, narcissistic people with bad intent. You know, some people won't cut their friends off, their completely platonic friend of 30 years off for a girlfriend or for a boyfriend, which is, you know, you kind of got to deal with that one. But the intent is there. Like if they just got through dating, like this is their most recent ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend or even their ex-wife or ex-husband, and they're still super close. Like we just broke up. We had an amicable breakup. We used to, clap cheeks all the time. The best cheek clapping I've ever had. And I'm gonna be best friends with her for the rest of our lives because we pinky promised that no matter what, we would still be in each other's lives, no matter if we moved on or whatever. If you're dealing with a narcissist, their exes or their friends of the opposite sex are typically going to be options for them. Backup supplies, flying monkeys, blind supporters, and things like that. And like I said before, it's also a way for them to show you that they're like who runs the relationship, because the double standards of a relationship with a narcissist do exist. They do. They really, really do exist. Because if you think about it, like they will want you to cut off friends and family. They want to isolate you away from everybody, right? They want to isolate you away from your closest friend, your ex, your kids, your mom, your dad, your best, your BFFs, your buddies, your homeboys. They want to cut you off from that, so they become your only source of validation. They become your only source of affection and things like that. And a lot of times they are successful in doing so. Narcissistic people drive wedges between your family dynamic and want to isolate you, but hate when the same thing happens to us. We really, really do. We really, really do. We try to build distrust in your friends and family and things like that, but we want to kind of, have our cake and eat it too. We just do. So if you're dealing with a narcissist, toxic person or whatever, don't expect them to cut their friends off. You just can't do that. You don't expect them to do that. Hey, can you please block this girl women can be narcissists too, y'all. This is get that out the way for y'all. Look, you're just a simp. You're just pandering to women because women can be narcissists too. Yes, they can, but I'm a man. I'm a cisgendered? Yeah. I'm a straight man. You know what I mean? But look, LGBTQIA fam, do you. There's no hate here. That's all love. You know what it is. But I use myself in examples and things like that. So I'm just saying, hey, look, hey, can you please cut that girl off that makes me uncomfortable? I see her hearting your statuses and leaving heart emojis and kissy faces and all your stuff. Can you please like block her, or just please? No, I'm not going to block her. Stop being so insecure. Why would I block somebody because of your insecurities? I'm not going to give them my friends and family or my close friends that were here before you for you. That doesn't make any sense. Stop being so insecure and stop letting your insecurities ruin our relationship. Later on down the road, guess what happens? That narcissistic person cheats on you with that exact same person. You don't need to worry. The person that you don't need to worry about, typically you need to worry about. You know how it goes. This is not new. This is not like rocket science right here. This is not, this is not the rocket science and things like that. This is literally not new. So if you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person, the person they tell you you don't need to worry about, a lot of times you have to worry about them. That's, like I said, not rocket science. It's right there, evident in front of your face. And when it happens to you down the road, you'll be surprised. You're like, oh, you told me I didn't need to worry about them. Guess what? I lied. Surprise, I lied. The mask comes off. They end up getting married, or they end up leaving you, getting married, and they have kids and they look like they're happily ever after. That's how it goes right there. So if you're dealing with toxic people, you're dealing with narcissists and whatnot, I feel like you have to understand that that's how it goes. And guess what? If they just so happen to block that person or remove that person, they will resent you for that. They will resent you for coming into their lives and trying to take control of their lives and dictate who comes in and out of their lives. So they will resent you for that, and they will expect equal, some reciprocity from you. They will expect you to do the same thing whenever they want you to. Your brother, cut him off. You want me to get rid of my ex? Cut your brother off. Cut him off. Cut him off. What the Teddy Pendergrass? Cut him off. Turn him off. Cut him off. Something like that. Cut him off. It's equal in the narcissist's eyes. An eye for an eye. But it's like a little. It's like a googly eye with a little stick-on googly eyes for a real human eye. But it's an eye for an eye. You didn't say it had to be the same type of eye, though, did you? So cut them off. You want me to cut my ex best want me to cut my best friend who just happened to be my ex, who were just clapping cheeks a couple of weeks ago? When we cut them off because they make you uncomfortable, cut your brother off. He makes me uncomfortable. Cut your sister off. She makes me uncomfortable. Cut your best friend off. They make me uncomfortable. Cut your best friend off because she's married to a guy that makes me uncomfortable. You have to look. They're gonna expect reciprocity, and just because they're like, if you make them block somebody, if you make them remove an app, if you make them, you make them block somebody, you make them remove an app, you make them distance themselves from somebody. They're doing it for you, not for you. They're doing that for you, not because they want to. So again, that's why they will resent you for that. You know what I mean? A narcissist will resent you for that. And like the sidebar, people keep coming for me on my pronunciation of narcissist. They're like, you need it. There's an extra syllable. And I had this old woman on Facebook talking shit. She's like, we pronounce it over here in Mississippi. We pronounce it narcissist. I'm like, good for you. I hope you change the word with your extra syllable. I can't help how I talk, y'all. I'm 36 years old. This is how I talk. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I say narcissist. That's how I talk. Sorry, it's a southern drawl. She's like, no, it's not a southern drawl. I'm from Mississippi, and I'm 60 years old, so I know what I'm talking about. Shut your ass up. But let me reel it back in, y'all. People annoy me. Humans annoy me sometimes. But Lee, are you a human? No, I'm not a human anymore. I've elevated. But seriously, y'all, they will resent you for that. And like I said, they are doing that for you. If they block somebody, they are blocking them for you, not because they want to. So they will resent you for it, and they will be mad at you for it, and they will expect something later on. They might not ask you to block somebody, but they're going to expect something later on. And you're going to have to do it, because if you don't do it, guess what? You're going to go to their Facebook, you're going to their Instagram, and guess who's going to be unblocked? That person you told them to block, because you didn't give them what they wanted. And then they won't do it again. I'm telling you, I'm like, what? Why narcissists play so many games? Why can't y'all just be real? Just be real. Everybody be blah, 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 blah. Y'all just be real. We be real, and everybody just get on. Everybody just coexist. Coexistence is a tough thing to come by when you're dealing with narcissistic people. It really just is. Coexistence is a tough thing to endure, a tough thing to encounter. It's tough, point blank, period, to deal with people like that. It just is. So if you're dealing with narcissistic people, if you're talking about narcissistic people, understand why. I'm telling you, you have to understand the whole point of it. Understand that like the double standards exist. They're gonna want to isolate you, but you can't isolate us. We're gonna want you to cut people out. We're gonna want you to cut people out of your life, but you can't cut people out of our lives. Like if you're dealing with a narcissistic man and you have a kid by another man and whatnot, you're gonna have to cut your baby daddy or your ex-husband off. The communication is gonna be cut down. I'm telling you, narcissists like to isolate people and to get you by themselves, get you by yourself, because you're easier to control. And I tell you, if you ask them to cut somebody off in the beginning of the relationship and they don't cut them off, buckle up. Let's talk about it. Shout out I Speak 1906. Shout out I Speak 1906, Anthony Holland. Because buckle up, because you're in for a ride now. Look, this is what you're doing right here. Hey, can you cut that girl off? No? Okay, cool, fine. I'm in for it because you're in for a rough ride. Buckle your damn seatbelt up. I'm glad I was in the car for that one. It worked out. It worked out nicely as I was in the car. Anyways, y'all, like and subscribe for more. Thank y'all for tuning in so much. I really, truly appreciate y'all. And bear with me. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. I promise. Thank you so much. Mental Illness is out. Peace.